Hi, I'm really well, thank you. The music's going absolutely great at the moment. I'm working on my first album. I've also recently moved to London, which is a really big step for me, but I'm really excited with what the future will hold. And I'm just going to keep working on my new album and getting my new material out there, really. So yeah. Julie London, she's such an amazing singer, and if she was still here I would absolutely love to meet her. Not only that, she's got absolutely stunning vocals, and it'd be nice to speak to such a clever and famous jazz singer. The other person that I would really like to meet would have to have been Amy Winehouse. She's such an icon with amazing vocals that I could listen to all day long, and her lyrics as well, they're so deep but so meaningful, and you can tell how much every word that she sings actually meant to her. So she's a really she's one of the artists that I mainly respect. That's a tricky one. What biscuit would I be? Wow, it would have to be either a custard cream or a shortbread. They're my favourite. If I was stranded on a desert island, it would probably have to be with Timbaland, as he's a brilliant producer, and while I was there on the desert island I'd probably try to convince him to work with me on new material. The second person I'd like to be stranded on a desert island with would be Christina Aguilera. I'd get her to give me some of her vocal tips, or I'd probably try and steal them of her. Jack Johnson would be the third person that I would like to be on a desert island with, purely because he's got such a chilled acoustic vibe, and it's the perfect kind of music that you'd like to listen to if you were on a beach. So I would definitely say he'd be the entertainment. My favourite colour would have to be red, as it's bright and bold. My dressing room for a gig would have to be water as number one. I think that would be every vocalist's main item in their dressing room, without a doubt. Number two would have to be a double G&T, purely because it would loosen my nerves. I always have a gin and tonic before I go on stage, and I absolutely love the drink as well. So the third item I would have in my dressing room would have to be 5 cans of hairspray. Trust me, I'll get through them all. The top 3 acts, I think at the moment for me personally, would have to be Jessie J, purely because I think she's got a really good image going on, and also for having some huge hits last year. Do It Like a Dude was one of my favourites, and also Price Tag. Number 2 would have to be Foster the People, because they're such a wicked band to listen to, and also quite often I dance around the house to their music. I love their tunes. Number 3 would have to be Maverick Sabre. His vocals are absolutely ace, and every time I listen to his voice it just makes me melt. So yeah, Maverick Sabre. I am definitely a dog person all the way, purely because they're a companion, whereas cats are really independent and they'll never usually be around when you want them to be. My top 3 albums that I have ever bought would have to be Muse. Everybody, when I tell them that I like Muse, they're like, really? But yeah, they were one of my favourite bands growing up as a child, and I especially loved their album Black Holes and Revelations, purely because it had a bit more of a pop vibe to it, which is probably why I liked that more then, because it was more pop rather than kind of rock. So yeah, and they're amazing on stage. The Strokes' Angles would have to be my second favourite album. Again, I love the lead singer Julian Casablancas, his voice. It's absolutely amazing live as well. So yeah, I really like that band. And Beyonce's Dangerously in Love, her first ever solo album, which I used to listen to all the time. I thought that was really good. The most recent track that I actually downloaded on my iPhone was Boss of the People, Pumped Up Kicks. I love that track. When I was 3, I used to watch the Fantasia film. Sometimes I used to watch it twice a day, like every day. And I used to just sit there and I used to hum along to all of the classical music scores. And then a few years later, when I kind of got into watching Disney films and also Oliver, musical, I started singing along to a song out of that, Who Will Buy My Sweet Red Roses. And from then on, pretty much that's all that I've ever wanted to do is to sing. The thing that I enjoy best about my career is actually working in the studios with my producers and creating some awesome tracks.